Today we're going to be talking about why being a good girl hasn't been paying off and what you need to start doing about it. And no, I'm not talking about just money. I'm talking about values. I'm talking about investment. I'm talking about attention. And please, before you start getting defensive, I want you to pay attention very well and listen with your heart. Now, a lot of good girls invest in people, invest in things. They invest spiritually, emotionally, mentally. They invest their time and their love, and they don't get anything back in return. The scripture we are going to be using to be teaching this particular topic is Proverbs 31. And I'm going to be picking verses from the Proverbs 31 to explain what I want you to understand in being a woman of worth, a woman of value, a woman who commands attention, a woman who is loved, a woman that invests and is also being cared for, is also being loved, a woman who gives out, and that same energy is she also receives that energy back. Proverbs 31 verses 10 says, who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies. That means when you say her price is far above rubies, that means she is a woman of value. She knows her self-worth. The Bible tells us that her value is rare. She doesn't beg for attention. She doesn't seek for validation. She doesn't lower her standards just to be accepted in the society. And because of that, she is deeply respected. How do I become that woman that is good, that is kind, that wants to do things by the book, but also gets back the respect, the love that I deserve? How do I become that woman? Number one, have boundaries. You can't walk in strength and dignity if you don't set boundaries, because without them, people will overstep, misuse your kindness, and drain your energy. There was a period in my life where I was always in the kitchen. I was always cooking. Morning, afternoon, night. Morning, afternoon, night. I was always in the kitchen. I didn't have time for myself. I didn't have time to do any other thing. So it became a norm, in the sense that when my family members come back, if there is nothing at home, they will start shouting, why haven't you prepared anything yet? What is wrong? Why are you still cooking by this time? Blah, 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 blah. It came to a point that even in the morning, they will have to come and wake me up as early as possible. Won't we eat this morning? Are you okay? Blah. You know? So it kept going on and on and on. And I remember that period, I just came back home during holiday period or something, and they just turned me to their cook. Even my mother stopped entering the kitchen. Nobody was not doing anything at home. It was just me. So they became entitled, because I started cooking and I started doing it. Okay, what are we eating this morning? What are we eating this afternoon? What are we eating this evening? So with time, they started abusing it. They became entitled. They started doing all sort of, started insulting me on top of it and everything. I became tired of the whole thing, because I know that it wasn't always like that in my house. Sometimes my mom cooks, sometimes my brothers, they will even enter the kitchen, whoop up something, and we all eat. Do you get? But this period that I was at home, like, and I just decided to start doing this, and with all the insult and everything that was coming with it, I was exhausted. I didn't know what to do about it. So one day, that one off me. One day, one of my uncle that was staying with us then, he just burst into my room very early in the morning. Hey, You're still here lying down sleeping. You've not cooked this morning. You don't know that I will eat. Blah, blah, blah. It was terrible. Hi, that one pained me. I was mad. So I refused to do anything that morning. I refused to enter into the kitchen that morning. I didn't do anything. Then later in the day, my mom had to enter into the kitchen and just did something, and we all ate. And I started thinking about it, and I stopped it. I reduced. Like, if you're hungry, enter into the kitchen and do something for yourself. Just there's food stuff at home. Go and cook. I'm not your maid, I'm not your slave. So I started doing it at my own time when I wanted to. I'm not saying cooking for the family or doing something for the family is bad. I'm saying that sometimes when they become entitled about it, you withdraw yourself and start thinking of ways to balance it, so that your respect and dignity will come back to you, so that all those entitlements will stop. So when I stopped, they adjusted and life continues. I love cooking. I love is one of my love language. Cooking doesn't take me anything. To cook does not take me anything. To enter into the kitchen to do the kitchen chores and all those doesn't take anything from me. But when it's now an insult, something that I do with joy, and you now add insult to it, add entitlement to it as if it's your right. No, I had to put an end to that. So when you don't have boundaries, I just use this as an example. It applies in every area of our lives. When you don't have boundaries, people start being entitled. When you do something for them and you keep on enslaving yourself for them, they become entitled. That when you don't do those things, they'll start insulting you, they start maltreating you, they start saying all sorts of things, and you'll be like, what is happening? What is happening? So the best thing for you to do that means is just to stop whatever you're doing, take a step back, rethink the whole situation, because nobody is forcing you to do that. Nobody is asking you to do that. You're the one that volunteered yourself to be doing that, whatever you're doing, and now it has turned to insult. There is now an entitlement over it and everything, which is very bad. So always know how to strike a balance in whatever you do, so that they will not misuse your kindness and drain your energy. I don't want this video to be too long. I remain your relationship coach, inspiring self-awareness and healthy living. Meet you guys in the part 2 of this series. Love you all and thank you for watching. Mwah.